Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Altcoin Mentors YouTube channel. My name is Peter, and today I'm going to be doing another edition of Pro Trading Tips. So our main goal here at Altcoin Mentors is to help as many people as possible achieve their goal of financial freedom. We believe trading cryptocurrencies is an opportunity of a lifetime. By the end of this video, you should have a better understanding of how to handle stress while you are in a trade. If you like our videos, please follow us on Twitter and on Telegram. We also have a model portfolio so you can view our positions and progress. The link is down below. If you'd like to be notified of our latest videos, please hit the bell button. All right, so let's begin. So the hardest part about trading, one of the things is how to handle stress. Stress can really bring in a lot of issues with us while we're trading. So we'll talk about that. So we talk about the top 3 ways to deal with stress. So number 1 is to get into a comfort zone. Number 2 is the understanding that things are always different. And also the present. We'll talk about that in a little bit. So let's talk about the first one, comfort zone. And this is very important for me. The understanding is that you have to be able to trade within reason. You have to be very comfortable with the amount of money that you're going to make, with also the amount of losses you can take. So in any given trade, what I tend to do is looking at the charts and looking at what my expectancy is for profit and for loss, I try to concentrate on size. Because it's not just about losses, it's also about profits, right, as well. Because some people, when they make a lot of money in a single trade and they're not used to the amount of money that they're making, they can kind of get really, really nervous. Stress isn't just from losses. Stress is also from profits as well. So what this does by also getting into the comfort zone is that you tend to stop second guessing yourself. So let's talk about the solution. So how can we put ourselves in a comfort zone? So one of the things I talk about is sizing up or down with R. So what that means is that generally if you're trading, let's say like a full Bitcoin or 2 Bitcoins, but range is really, really high, like Reddit is now. It's so choppy. So how do you handle that? It's easy. Just trade a little bit less. So if you're used to trading like 1 or 2 Bitcoins at a time, and everything's going like very, very choppy, and then you're getting very, very nervous, and it's very stressful. So then what you can do is, until the chop ends, you can just go in with a little bit less, right? Trade like a quarter of a Bitcoin, half a Bitcoin, and then just ease into it. Take smaller profits, go in and out, and this way you'll be a little bit more comfortable. And then once you hit your stride, then you can size up. Because what you want to do is you want to be able to control risk, right? That's the key for this whole thing. But you also want to apply to profit as well. And so this is also where you can size up. So let's say a range is very, very tight, for example, and you're used to trading 1 Bitcoin. What you can do then is you can trade 2 Bitcoin, maybe 3 Bitcoin, right? If you go on BitMEX with the futures, you can just add a little bit more leverage to it as well. Because what ends up happening sometimes is that you look at a chart and you're trading like 1 Bitcoin and there's no volume at all, right? No volatility. And you're only making a little bit of money. And you say to yourself, you know what? I can't take this profit, or I'm just going to let this run a little bit. It gets very, very choppy. The range is so small. And then you end up taking a loser where you had a small profit. But if you size up, right, like to 2 or 3x, then you might actually have a decent amount of profit that you're actually willing to take. So, for example, you trade 1 Bitcoin and you're up about $150. And then you might not normally take that, right? And then your stop loss is at $50, $70, $80. Or maybe it's 1-to-1, maybe at about 150. So you think to yourself, I could take a $150 loss, right? I don't really want to take a $150 profit. But if you leverage yourself by 2 or 3, then you're up 300, 450. And then at that small point when it's choppy, you'll be like, yeah, you know what? That's a pretty decent amount of money. I might be able to take that. Or the reverse, you know what? I don't want to lose 450. I don't want to lose 300. So by sizing up or down with R based on volatility, you can give yourself more of a comfort zone. So the other understanding about this is that things are always different. That's the unique thing about trading. That's why one of the reasons I love trading is that every day is different, right? And that's why you have to understand that duplicating the past. That's why every mutual fund, hedge fund, all these things, they always say things like, future results are not indicative of the past. These are just past results. This is like for information only. And so you also have to understand that too, because we talk about the concept of holding on to your losing trades and holding on to your winning trades in your memory, right, from the past, because you think that you can duplicate it. So it becomes very, very stressful. Also caring about what other people think. So you could be long when other people are short. You could be short when other people are long. And then so this plays into you, like what the media says, what all the bloggers say, what all the Twitter people say, the YouTubers. So when you listen to other people, right, then you don't have your own voice, right? And then of course there's always fear, right? Because it's the fear of maybe even repeating the past, right? Or fear of being on the wrong side of what other people think. So you have to be able to control all these things. So here are some of the solutions. One of the ways that you can control the always different scenario is by keeping things the same, by having a plan, by having R, like you size up or size down, you have the same amount of risk at every single time. So what I mean is that if you're willing to lose $150, right, if things are really volatile, then you size down. If things are not that volatile, you size up. So what you're doing is you have a modem of sameness, right, all the time. The other thing, of course, is to understand that other traders and other people are different. So comparison is the thief of joy. So you can't compare your results day to day with other people, or even your results from the previous day. Because what if the market didn't give you the opportunity to make a lot of money today, but you're disappointed because yesterday you made a lot of money, right? But today is different than yesterday. So you can't always compare one to the other. The last one, of course, is something I've always talked about, which is basically to screw FOMO, right? The fear of missing out, or just fear in general. You want to be able to control your emotions a little bit better. So the last one is that the present. And here it's about focusing on the present. What you got to do is you have to care about what you're doing today. Care about this trade. Forget about the future trades that you're going to make. Forget about the past trades that you just made. Forget about the past amount of money that you just made, or the losses that you have, or even about controlling the fears, because you don't know. When you go into a trade, you don't know if you're going to make money or you're going to lose money. We're just taking our best educated guesses. And you want to breathe. Right? You just want to relax a little bit. You just want to let things go, because once you're in a trade, right, you want to just be able to relax. I see too many guys on the trading floor. When they're in a trade, they sit in front of their computer with their hands over their mouths. And I ask them, "Are you in a trade?" They're like, "Yes." I'm like, "Then what are you doing?" They're so nervous about stuff. They forget to breathe. They're just holding things in. They're so tense. And so they don't need to be in front of their mouse. Because if you're looking at a 30-minute bar, an hour bar, or like a longer-term bar, like a 4-hour bar, what are you doing in front of your computer? Because things are not going to change. If you're looking at a 4-hour bar, things are not going to change in the next 30 minutes or the next hour, right? That much, right? So 99% of the time, it's okay. Step away from the desk, breathe, stretch, relax a little bit. You have time. So by focusing on the situation today, not focusing on the past of what happened, some of the mistakes that you made, or the things in the future, right, you can breathe a little bit better. So in conclusion, right, you have to understand that stress is very natural. And stress can also be positive, because it's all about how you respond to stress, because stress can get you prepared, right? Because that is where all the hard work comes in. That is where all the prep work comes in, because stress is like an indicator light. When things get stressful, then you know that you're ready. Something's happening. And so you have to be able to roll with the punches a little bit. So that's why the idea is that if you're persistent, you will get it. If you're consistent, you will keep it. So by keeping things the same, by doing things over, by having a plan, by keeping things very, very consistent, right, you will be able to relieve stress. And this will be normal. And that's really the key, right? Stressful situations, or situations that caused you stress in the past, if you keep everything consistent, this will be the new normal. And as the new normal, right, you will be able to better deal with it. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. We really appreciate you watching. We thank you very much for watching. If you like our videos, please share it with your friends and other crypto traders. You can follow us on Twitter and on Telegram. If you have any questions, please ask away in the comments section below. We do a very good job of answering all the comments and questions right away. Thank you again for watching, and see you in our next video.